Hi, my name's Janelle and welcome back to Rosary Apparel. By the time you're watching this video, I will be in Europe, which is so exciting and so surreal. I actually can't believe it's happening. It has been a dream of mine to go to Europe since literally forever. If you don't already know, I actually am half Dutch. So my dad's parents were born in the Netherlands, and therefore I've always wanted to go back to where they were from and see where they grew up. And yeah, it's just always been a lifelong dream of mine to actually make it over to Europe. But obviously I live in Australia and Europe is so far away, and it's therefore very expensive to go over to Europe from Australia. So it has, you know, taken quite a few years to save up for this dream trip. My husband Matt and I are going to Europe for 6 weeks. I cannot believe it because, like I said, it takes so long to get there. So we did want to make sure once we finally get over there, we spend a good solid amount of time exploring all the places we want to see. And we have traveled recently to America, and that was a work trip. So literally Matt worked the entire time. I worked a fair bit of the time, but this trip is a full holiday. This is a no work zone. We've both gotten a whole heap of work done before going, so we won't have to work over there. I have been literally a filming and editing machine over the last few months. I've made sure to create enough videos so that there will still be a video going out every week while I'm away, because I obviously still need to keep my business running while I'm on holiday. And I'm just so grateful to have a job that is so flexible. I work for myself, so I can take 6 weeks off if I want to, and I'm also able to work extra hard leading up to this trip and work, you know, bonkers hours, but it means now I get to have 6 weeks off, which I'm just so ready for and I'm so excited about. And as I'm filming this, it is literally 1 week until we leave, and so I need to start figuring out what I want to take away with me in terms of the different outfits I want to take, as well as some other bits and pieces like the books I want to take away with me. All of those things I want to figure out today, because I ultimately want to pack as lightly as possible and only bring outfits I know I'm going to wear, because I want to keep my suitcase as empty as possible so I can bring stuff back home with me. Before we get into it though, let me just give you a quick rundown of kind of our plan for our trip. We are going to be flying into Italy and spending a good couple of weeks exploring Italy. We're going to be hiring a car, which I'm somewhat scared and nervous about, but I think we'll be okay. We've been like doing a lot of research on the best practices for driving in Italy, so it should be fine. Then we're going to head on over to Switzerland for a bit. We're going to go to France for a little bit. We're also going to go to Belgium and then finish off in the Netherlands and spend a big chunk of time there so I can, you know, explore my heritage a bit and see what the province where my grandparents grew up. And I'm so excited for that. I think it's going to be a really special part of the trip, and it's just been a dream of mine to go to the Netherlands since forever, and I just can't believe it's happening. Like I said, we're going to be away for 6 weeks and I'm not going to work at all. So I won't be filming any content over there. So sorry if that's disappointing to you, but I think it's important that this trip is just a special time for us to spend together and soak in as much as Europe as possible. And yeah, I genuinely need a break, so I'm really happy about that decision. If you want to though, you can follow me over on Instagram. I'm sure I'll be sharing little snippets and stories and posts over on my Instagram if you did want to see what we're up to. But again, we do kind of want to keep the posting and stuff as limited as possible, because we again just want to soak it in and not feel like we have to be on our phones capturing everything at every single second of the day. I'm kind of rambling. This is going to be a chatty video, just so you know, so I hope you have a cup of tea. But little side rant, in the lead up to this trip we've been binge watching all of Rick Steves' travel documentaries. They're all up on YouTube if you want to have a watch, and they're all filmed from like the 90s to the early 2000s. And while watching them, I was really struck by how different everything felt. I was talking to Matt about it and I was like, why does everyone just seem so happy in his documentaries? Like, did he pay actors as extras to be in the background of every shot? Because everyone just seems like they're having the happiest time. Everyone's laughing, chatting, eating and drinking. And then I realized it's because there are no phones. No one had phones yet. Everyone is just enjoying the moment. No one's looking down at a screen. No one's looking through their camera. It just struck me at how different society is now and how sad that is, that people don't really stop and just enjoy a moment. It's always about capturing a moment and sharing it later on instead of just enjoying it. And because of that, Matt and I do want to make sure we limit our phone use while we're over there as much as possible. Obviously, we want to document our trip and have beautiful, fun memories to look back on for years to come, but we definitely just want to have a balance of when we're taking and making content versus just soaking in the moment. So yeah, because of that, I'm not even entirely sure how much I will be sharing on Instagram. I will just see how I feel once I'm there. Also, I should probably mention I'm down in my sewing space at the moment because I am very nearly fully moved in down here. All the videos with those updates will be coming out while I'm away, so stay tuned for that. And if you're watching this video, you get a nice little sneak peek of what things are looking like down here before the actual videos go live. So yeah, it's just a little sneaky peek for those people who decided to watch this video, which is a very random video to my normal content, let's be real. So yeah, like I mentioned, I want to pack as lightly as possible. So I've decided I want to bring probably 3 dresses to wear day to day, because if you've been watching my videos for a while, you'll know I love wearing dresses. I'll bring 1 pair of jeans and then maybe a more dressed up dress for if we're going out for dinner and things like that. I think the first dress I want to bring with me is this Clara dress by Serger Patterns. I made this dress from some beautiful chocolate gingham fabric, and it was inspired by a damson madder dress that had velvet bows down the front. Unfortunately, the bows did not fare well in the wash recently, so I've had to remove them. And I think for this trip, I'm just gonna take this dress over as it is without the bows. The reason I wanna bring this dress is it's so comfortable. It has long sleeves, so I feel like it's going to be a good one for, you know, some of the chillier days. It's kind of tricky to plan for this trip because we're going to be going over autumn. We're starting down south and then working our way up to the north, so it's going to be getting colder as we go up, and as far as I can tell, it's going to be very cold once we get to like the Netherlands and stuff. So I have to kind of plan for t-shirt weather, but then also really cold weather as well, which is kind of exciting. I'm really excited for the Christmas markets, by the way. Like the Christmas markets will have started by the time we get to like Belgium and the Netherlands, and I'm just so excited for that. So yeah, I think this is going to be a good classic everyday option. I love this dress. I wear it a lot. So I already know I feel super comfortable in it, and I feel like it's kind of dressed up but also casual at the same time. And another bonus is that it's super lightweight. It hardly weighs a thing, so it won't take up any of my luggage allowance, which is nice. The next dress I want to take with me is a new favorite of mine, and that is this ruffled pansy dress that I made recently. I am completely in love with this dress. I'm so happy with how it turned out, and I think it's just such a fun dress to wear. Maybe not so much once it starts to cool down, but I think it will be worth it to take it and wear it while I can. The third dress I'm going to take as my like casual everyday type dress is my corduroy pinafore. I was tossing up between whether or not to take this red garden dress pattern that I made recently or take this black corduroy floral pinafore. They're a very similar style of dress. I usually wear them with a black long sleeve like I'm wearing this one today. But in the end, I think I've decided I'm going to go the corduroy version just because it's black and it goes with everything else I'll be taking on this trip with me. Whereas the red is a little bit more difficult to combine with the jumpers and things I'm taking. So I think this one's the best option because it can be worn with just a black top underneath. It's super warm because it's corduroy and it goes with literally everything I'm taking with me. And then I also thought I would take just one fancier dress. Like I said, if we go out for dinner or we have a fancy event or activity planned, I just want one dress that I can feel a little bit more dressed up in. And I think the dress I want to take for that is my Liberty Willa dress. I am completely in love with this dress. It's made from some Liberty fabric, so it's super soft and luxurious and special. I love it so much. Again, it's very light, so it adds absolutely no weight to my luggage allowance, or very little weight anyway. As you can see, most of the dresses I'm taking with me are black or brown. I'm really enjoying wearing black at the moment, so yes. Very excited to be taking my beautiful Liberty Willow dress with me. I'm also going to be bringing some basics with me. I've got 2 t-shirts and 2 turtlenecks. So 2 long sleeves, 2 short sleeves. And having a combination of light and dark is good as well. These are all from Uniqlo, if you're wondering. They're my favorite go-to spot for picking up basics like this. Another top I want to bring away with me is my broderie anglaise shirt that I made using a Japanese sewing pattern. I just think this is such a classic shirt and goes perfectly with a pair of jeans, but can also be worn with skirts and things. So yes, adding this one to the list too. So I just did a bit of thinking, and controversially I was going to leave my black and white gingham pansy dress at home, but after a bit of thinking I think that's a bad idea, just because I do wear that dress so much and all the dresses I've packed so far are long, and so I think just having one shorter dress isn't a bad idea. So I'm going to add my long sleeve gingham pansy dress to the collection as well. Like I said, I've worn this dress to death. It is my go-to everyday favorite dress. And I don't know, I was thinking of leaving it behind just to force myself to wear something different, but why am I doing that to myself? Because I know I love wearing this and I know it's just such an easy, comfortable outfit to wear. So I've changed my mind. I'm adding this one to the list as well. That is it though. They are the 5 dresses I'm taking away with me. I might even swap one out so that the gingham one can take its place, because I am trying to be as conservative with my packing as possible. Now for bottoms. So first things first, I'm taking one gathered skirt with me. This is my recent gathered pleated skirt that I made, again using a Japanese sewing pattern. I made it out of this incredible eucalyptus linen fabric. Linen is notorious for creasing very easily, so I'm still in 2 minds about this one because it's not going to pack well, which means I'm going to have to iron it when I get there, which is a faff. Like, let's be honest. I'm in 2 minds about this one, but I adore it so much and it is such a beautiful quality. I don't know, the linen is stunning. It's so comfortable to wear, and I think I do need to have at least one gathered skirt as part of my Europe wardrobe, so this is the one I've chosen. Then, like I mentioned, I'm not exactly a pants person. I much prefer to wear dresses, but I am going to take one pair of black leggings with me, and then I'm going to be taking one pair of jeans. These need an iron, but I don't see the point in ironing them before I get there. So these are just a pair of cream jeans. I wear them all the time. They're kind of like barrel-legged, and because they're cream, they go with everything. Then I have this little packet here with a whole heap of socks and underwear, and also I'm bringing one pair of swimmers just in case. Now for the outerwear. So I'm going to be bringing one jumper with me, and it's just going to be a jumper I'll wear every day, no doubt. And I'm sure you've guessed which jumper it is. Of course, it's my rosary jumper. I'm sure you've seen me wear this jumper to death, and if you watched my recent knitwear collection video, you will have heard me talk about the fact that I'm potentially going to re-knit this jumper. And yes, I have decided to re-knit it. I'm very close to being finished. I just have like half of the front left to knit. The sleeves are done, the back's done. So I have just 1 week to finish it, but I think I can do it because it hasn't taken me long to get to this point. So if I just like get all my work done, I can spend a few days just knitting like a mad lady and get it all done quickly and be able to take my new smaller version of my rosary jumper with me. The reason I'm re-knitting it is because this one has stretched significantly from wear, and then I decided to try and see if I could shrink it by washing it in the washing machine, which was a risk and it was a mistake. It has stretched it even more. It's just way too big for me now, and it's a real shame because this is my favorite jumper. I wear it all the time, but I did have some leftover wool from when I was making this, and I also managed, well, my mum helped me find some more secondhand as well. So yeah, I have plenty of yarn to be able to re-knit it, and yeah, I'm happy with that decision because I love knitting this jumper. It's my favorite knitting pattern. I also plan on bringing my upcycled puffer jacket. I made this jacket from a vintage bedspread, and it is just the cutest thing ever. It is just so fun to wear as well, and because it's like a beigey floral print. It, again, just goes with absolutely everything. And because that puffer jacket doesn't have a hood, I have also picked up a brand new coat, which was honestly very exciting. I haven't treated myself to a really lovely winter coat in ever. Wait a sec. Yeah, I've never had a good quality winter slash raincoat before, and I picked one up and I'm in love with it. Here it is. It's from Everlane, which is one of my favorite brands because they just make the most gorgeous quality clothing. This raincoat is made from recycled bottles as well, and it's this beautiful dark green color. Let me put it on so you can see. Oh, it is just such a lovely quality. It's so warm. It's also got these little hand warmers at the side here, which is just so cool. It's also got a hood, which means if it does rain while we're over there, which is quite likely because it is autumn, then I'll be snug as a bug and nice and dry in this coat. So this coat is actually a men's coat. I just bought it in extra small and I'm chuffed with how it fits me. It's like still slightly oversized, but snug as well. Yeah, I was really scared it was going to be too big, but it's honestly the perfect size for me. And another bonus about this coat is originally it was about $500 Australian, but it was 70% off when I purchased it. So I got it for $140, which is just, for a decent winter coat, is such a bargain, I think. I'm in love with the color. I love everything about it. It goes, again, so nicely with all the pieces I've picked out to bring away with me. So I'm so happy about that. Then something else I'm bringing with me is my Uniqlo over the shoulder bag. This came with me everywhere while I was in Japan for 6 months, and it's like still in pretty good quality. It's pretty dirty, so I might see if I can give it a quick wash before we go. And it's surprisingly roomy. Like you can fit everything in here. Your phone, your, wait a second, a lipstick. Bonus. You can just fit everything in here really easily. It's such a good size. I'm sure you've seen these Uniqlo crossbody bags. They are everywhere and everyone loves them for a reason. They are perfect. And then apart from clothing, I think I will take the camera I'm filming this on right now with me because it's a Fujifilm and it takes beautiful photos, and we still do want to document our trip, and it could be a good way to keep our phones away and just have our camera out instead. So I've kind of started this tradition where if I'm in a different country, I like to read books set in that country. It happened while I was in Japan. I was reading Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, and that book's not based in Japan, but they do travel to Japan in that book. And I remember reading a chapter in that book about going on a bullet train or Shinkansen between Tokyo and Kyoto while I was on the Shinkansen from Tokyo to Kyoto, and something about that just was so satisfying. To actually be in the situation the characters were in while I was reading it was just, it blew my mind a little bit. So ever since then, if I have gone to a different country, I've tried to read books set in that country. I've only been to the US, and I did read a book, I'm pretty sure it was based in Texas while I was in Texas. I can't remember, but either way, a lot of books are based in the US, so that didn't feel so special. But I thought while I was in Europe, I'll try to read books based in the countries I'll be in. So the first book I've picked up is this one here called All Our Yesterdays by Natalia Ginzburg, which is set in Italy. It's actually a classic, I believe, and it's set during around the time of World War II. And from what I've heard, Natalia Ginzburg was around during World War II, so she has firsthand experience about what it was like to live through that war, and to therefore be able to read a story based at that time from someone who's lived through that time, I think will be fascinating. And I've heard really good things about this book, and it's based in Italy. It's not based exactly where we're going, but I still think reading a book that has been translated from Italian in Italy is going to be an incredible experience. The next book I have picked up is this one here called Scaffolding by Lauren Elkin. This book is set in Paris. It says the story of two couples who live in the same apartment in northeast Paris almost 50 years apart. So it's a dual timeline situation. And I love it when a book focuses around a building and when a building becomes almost like a character of the book. So I feel like I'm really going to enjoy this book. And like I said, it's set in Paris. We're not going to Paris for long, but we'll be in France for a while, so I still think it's going to be really cool to read a book set in France while we're in France. They are the two books I'm bringing with me. They're both quite chunky, so they should last me a long time, but I've also given myself permission to pick up 2 new books. Like, I'm sure I'm gonna find a bookshop and we'll want to pick up some books, so yeah, I can pick up 2 books while I'm there as well, because When I'm on holiday, I pretty much just read the entire time, so I will fly through those books, I'm sure. And in terms of shoes, I'm just bringing 2 pairs of shoes with me. Of course, I'm bringing my Doc Marten boots because these are perfect in all types of weather. I have worn these for years now, so they're super comfortable. They don't rub or cause blisters or anything anymore. They're super worn in, and they go with literally everything that I'll be bringing with me. And then the other pair I'll be bringing with me are my classic high top trainers. These are actually a pair of Converse trainers. Usually I like to go Supergas, but my current Supergas are very ratty and I've not been able to find any online similar. So I also have this pair of Converse high tops, which are made out of like a pleather, which means they're gonna also be really great if it is rainy, but are super comfortable and have the same look as my classic Supergas. Again, I've had these for years, so they're super worn in and won't cause any blisters or anything if we're walking a lot. And the last few items I have to pack are just like my makeup and skincare. I've got a few bits and pieces in here that are kind of like, I thought I would share because I've been using them for a long time and they go with me everywhere, and I thought you might be interested to know what I use as my skincare and stuff. The first item I'm taking with me is this Dermalogica Skin Perfect Primer. This is a tinted moisturizer primer almost. It's a very tiny package, but it does last a very long time. And it's 30 SPF, which is perfect if I'm gonna be out and about every day, which is the plan. I also have my favorite ever cleanser, also by Dermalogica. It's my favorite skincare brand, if you can't tell. This is their special cleansing gel. It's honestly the best, especially if you have acne prone skin like me. And I've picked up this kind of travel size, and it also has a pop top, which is just perfect for traveling. It won't go anywhere and is super compact, which is nice. I also have a lipstick, which I thought I would share because I get asked about this a lot, like what lipstick I wear every day. It's the same one every single time, and it's MAC Velvet Teddy. It's a matte lipstick, but it's the perfect rosy red shade. I also will be taking my perfume with me. My favorite perfume and my go-to perfume of choice is Replica Lazy Sunday Morning. Oh, it smells so good. It is like fresh laundry to me. Like, you know that when your laundry's just come out and it just smells fresh and comforting? That is what this perfume smells like. It's super fresh, super... Oh, it actually says the fragrance description is soft skin and bed linen. That is the vibe, like freshly laundered bed linen. That is what this smells like. And it's beautiful. Very subtle, but I love it. And it's my go-to scent. So yeah, that is basically everything I'll be bringing on my dream trip to Europe. I am so excited. I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, like I said, I've been working flat out to make sure I still have everything running for my business as normal. I will be taking the paper patterns down off my website. So if you're wondering what's going on there, why they're all out of stock, that is just because I'm not around to be able to ship them out. But they will be restocked again in December, probably early to mid-December, I would say. But my digital sewing patterns will still be available to purchase. So if you did want to do a bit of sewing and use any of my patterns while I'm away, you can do that. You would just have to buy the digital version. As soon as you purchase the digital versions, you can download them and print them and get started with your sewing straight away. So they're actually very convenient. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. It's very different to my usual videos, but hopefully you enjoyed it. And yeah, this video is the last video I need to film before I leave. It's very exciting, but yeah, thank you so much for watching this video until the very end, and I'll see you in the next one.